It's a future Rand problem. Present Rand is going to play some Factorio. We are continuing our new playthrough of Factorio 1.0. Full build. Factorio full release, man. Glad I'm getting some singing work, at least with all that's going on. Yeah, me too. Me too. I am very lucky and happy that I actually do get to do some singing. When a lot of people are not able to, you know, stay working. I looked up yesterday, as I was thinking about today's Factorio stream, some other people's, or like there's an actual, what is it called? Kind of tutorial post thing about the Factorio main bus system, and that is currently I might be referencing that some today. You're thinking about what to do with cookies. You're thinking maybe spend a lot of cookies to unlock sub emotes, just to have something to save up for. I don't know if that would work. I am not creative, because I don't know if I can unlock sub emotes for non-subs with the way Twitch works. So it's a cool idea. I don't know if it's something you can do. Am I talking about Nilaus? Maybe. It's like a Steam article. One thing also is load balancing after you pull from one of these things is often something you want to do. I have this load balancer here. I think you want to normally load balance after you pull off the line, not before, right? Like, we're pulling off of the line 2 places here. Well, let me see here. I'm trying to think. As I was again reading that tutorial. When you get trains, they are busted. Trains are a lot of work. They can be good. I did trains on my last playthrough. I don't love trains because of how long they take to set up. You need to do that built-in channel points thing, I think. Yeah. Other channels have channel points that work that way. Well, my channel points are different than other channels, so I'd have to do a complete rework of my channel points. I'm not creative, so maybe one day. It's not something high on my list of things I'm working on, though, sadly. I can't really have my bot do that. There's a YouTuber that made a Factorio masterclass series called Nilaus. Oh no, it was a Steam thing about how to create a main bus system. Because we're pulling off the 2 outside layers here, so I think I want to do a thing here. I want to let me see here. I want to basically do this right here. Because when you pull off of a main bus, you want to balance it afterwards, I'm pretty sure. So, I need to remember buttons. How do I... Let's right-click everything here. Oh, crap. Okay, there. Want to balance after you pulled off the copper. It's probably a good idea to balance pretty much every time you're pulling materials off of a bus line, whatever it's called. Where are belts? Here they are. 5, 10. Let's go do some more of those guys. So 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, and then there. Is that right? Yes, because then we have the underground belts right here. To there, there to there, and okay, we go like this. This is me warming back up to Factorio, just doing something while we're gonna be working on steel and oil today, I think is the plan. Here we go. So there's a rebalancing of the copper belts. 10,000 cookies to make Rand stop what he's doing and play rock till he wins. Yeah, that's never happening. Load balancing after before is the same. Difference really as before. One is after the one before. Only really matters in terms of the first last bit of the bus. Okay. Balance is all things should be. That's right. As you are always balancing between each pull-off area. Okay. So, I mean, so maybe I didn't need this. I plan on not getting into trains right away because they take so long to build. You need a lot of steel. So I'm actually planning on probably not getting trains going like super early, if ever. I mean, it just depends. One thing I did want to do is if I want to get steel set up, steel, it turns iron into... You burn iron into turn into steel, so I would need a new source of iron probably. So the first thing I think I might want to do though is I think I actually want to redo this copper into this kind of copper build. I want to basically copy this iron build to this because the copper will eventually need as much stuff, I think. So, I think I'm going to clean up this build in order to also make space for steel production up here is what I want to do. We can actually get steel production going. So I'm going to disconnect this so it works through all that stuff. I'm going to throw a bunch of coal in here because I don't need all this coal on me. And then copper there. You tell me that the one stone furnace producing steel isn't enough? I know, it's surprising, right? Because what I also want to do is I want to condense this down. Because the more... Because if we want to like expand... Well, I guess the question is if I want to expand steel, how would I do it? Would I go another row? Split this off again to get another row of this? Like a row up here and a row down here. If that's the case, I should leave space for that. And that's probably a good idea. If I were to... that would be a little funky to do. I might actually want to turn it back this way on itself. That might be more feasible if I eventually want to... Because you always need to plan for expansion in this game, and I don't know that I've planned super well for that here. Batteries, research speed, plastics are going to be needed with stuff. So if I want to make room for expansion of my iron production, that would be pretty tough, actually. You are seeing a couple days of playtime in the Factorio space block mod. You're making a yellow science block at the moment that crafts 1 yellow science per second. You need about 60 copper, 40 iron, 2 steel, and 100 methane per second. Wow. Like how you can see your supply demand balance by seeing how many furnaces are running. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Kind of shows how much iron we're using. I mean, we're not making that much stuff right now. It's basically only science packs, ammo, and yeah, the stuff required for science packs. So once I like grab some of these guys, you know, grab some belts and stuff, that will increase how much is being used here. What strategy am I going for? One to place, process things brought to, or local processing, transport, processed ore? I don't know, silly hat man. Y'all are asking a lot of questions about my plans. I don't plan that well. I kind of do things as they come along, so I don't know what my late game build is going to look like. I kind of build as they go. You know what? I'm not going to worry about expansion here right now. I have space to build off with here. Let's convert copper, which we're not using much copper, which is making it so that these are not still running, and I want that to use up all those resources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a bunch of greens. That's going to make copper start being used again, I believe. Yeah, these guys start going through. Starts grabbing the copper. Okay, that's good. And what else is using copper over here? It's the red science packs. So we are using those. By just grabbing a bunch of green guys here, this will get copper smelting again because I want to use up all this stuff here. So I want to make this same build in copper is what I want to do. So we want to get rid of all this. Okay. All right, so we want to do a similar build here where we take off the coal and make this double-sided thing. My copper needs to be double-sided here. But yeah, silly Hammond, I have no idea what my late game build is going to look like or plans or whatever. And so I need to have a whole bunch of miners. for this to have enough mining. We're not going to be using this up nearly as quickly as the iron currently. But we need a lot more miners to get the stuff going here. You all have 14K. You all have resources to mine. You're just all backed up, right? Yes. Okay. One thing I can do is do this and this. This will start getting that flowing, and then we can start adding the extra miners here. Okay, we do something like that. Let's see here. You don't have a lot to mine there, but you'll have some. Okay, walls here. Do I have another turret? I do, and we should have some ammo for you. Okay, alright, so let's power these guys. I didn't do an exact number here of turrets. Or not turrets, but miners, but this should fill us up for now with how much copper we are currently using, which is not that much, or not as much as our iron anyway. So, alright, we want to change this. So basically, I want to do this same build here. Am I running Factorio modded or vanilla? It's basically vanilla. Basically, it's vanilla. I think I have one squeak through mod. I don't even know if the squeak through mod is actually still working, honestly. But yeah, it's basically vanilla we're playing. I wanted to play vanilla with the new content, the new fully released version of the game that's out. There's a thing there. Okay. Alright, so we need this. How this works. And then one goes up, one goes down. This. Okay. And then we split this off to be coal going to one that splits to the two. Okay. Let's actually figure out exactly where this needs to go. I can put it like there, so I can do that, and then that. And that should give me coal on both sides. Beautiful. What's up, Arrow? How are you doing, my friend? Good to see ya. Okay, so there it is, and then we feed it to two different sides, and we have this little guy in the middle, starting right here. Okay, and we can start deconstructing stuff here. Copper should still be going. Half of these have copper, half of them do not, so let me just take stuff out of here, honestly, for these ones that are backing up. Backing up. Copper smelting setup looks adventurous. Adventurous. Yes. This was our original setup even for the iron, because I wanted to experiment with a evenly distributed setup, kind of like we do with some stuff in Satisfactory, but pretty much decided that Satisfactory builds just don't work as well in Factorio. They just don't work as well. Pretty much decided we're not going to really do any, or at least no major builds that we did in Satisfactory. It doesn't work the same in Factorio. With it not being in 3D, basically. Okay, so this should be all done. Get this. Okay. Let's see. You have this little guy in the middle. I'm too old for these jokes. I have this little guy in the middle. Okay, I don't even get that joke, but okay. What's up, Dapper Rich? How are you doing, my friend? Okay. Alright. Clear out all this stuff. Factorio works best in serial configuration, really. Serial configuration. Okay. Okay. Oh god. They're hitting my stuff. I don't know where they came from. Where'd you guys come from? Map. I'm gonna guess they sneaked in through the corner here, so let's put a turret somewhere around here with a few walls around it. And that. Alright, plastics finished. We're working through this research. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Did we get them before they destroyed anything? Looks like no, they did destroy this. There we go. Okay. I'll even do like one here as well. We'll do a more extensive defensive setup eventually. That's, again, future Rand's problem. Zerg Rush. Frickin' bugs, man. Frickin' bugs. Okay, let's grab all this stuff off of here. Okay, so we're gonna do this same exact build for the copper, basically. So, let us see how we want to set this up. And I get the spacing right here. So it would be, this is the output. So we would have, I need lots of steel furnaces. That's not going to be nearly enough, so we need more stone and we need more steel. Stone blocks, I have, oh, I got stone blocks right here. We put those on the bus. Wheels on the bus go round and round. We did that the other day. Okay. Music track has a Risk of Rain vibe. Nice, nice. Another game I've not played that I should probably play at some point. Alright, so it'd be here. I actually went right on up to the side here. So let's do this the same. It'd be like that. And then a space like that. So this is the start. Oops. Of our setup here. And that will give me, I'm gonna need need a bunch of these guys. A bunch of the fast inserters. How many regular inserters? I got plenty of regular inserters. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That should be plenty fast inserters for now. Okay. And that, grabbing a bunch of iron turns this thing on. I guess that thing working faster, so that's cool. Kind of see how fast that can go. And so this would be fast inserter here, here, pulling off of this line here. So it's gonna be bam, 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 and bam. We need some more underground belts probably. Get some of those too. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and underneath goes to there. And this will be our supply line, raw materials here. Like this. Rand, before you continue to build this, would 2 belts inside not be better than just 1? 2 belts inside of what? This is, I'm doing the same exact build as this. Do you mean 2 belts of iron so that they're not getting in the way of each other? I don't think so. This is a line of, we did the math, well, somebody in chat did the math last time that this, I think this exact number of steel furnaces is what we need to burn all of this if we were using it all up. So I don't think we need a second line in there. We actually want one belt because this entire side is filling one side, this entire side is filling the other side. If I had 2 belts in here, it would be making the same amount, just that required more belts. So yeah, I don't think there's any reason to do a second output belt there. Not for this build anyway. If there's a different build, possibly you might be right, might be worth doing, but for this build I don't think so. All right, cliff explosives, those are going to be useful. There's flamethrower. Somebody said they loved their flamethrower last time. I know batteries are going to be needed for oil stuff and robot stuff. Future Rand is most likely annoyed at present Rand. Always. Always. Alright, and I did use some fast belts. Iron gear wheels and more iron. Let's grab some gear wheels here. Let's see, E. And at least one more of these guys. Go. Okay, because we're going to want to have the fast distribution here at the end of the line. At the end of the line. It's going to be this guy right here. And here. And then one more once those are ready. Okay, and then some fast belts that will deliver to there. Okay, there we go. And let's get some furnaces going. Okay, almost enough there. More furnaces. Shift click all of those. That uses up all of my... almost all of my iron again. Trains are amazing. Trains are useful for oil transportation. You only need yellow belts for that many furnaces. Yeah. But we're supplying 4 lines with 1 line, so just for the distribution, I do the reds here to speed that up. Just to get it out there quicker. You're probably right that I don't need it, but... it was getting backed up earlier because they were not moving the stuff fast enough. So you're probably right, but we were seeing some backup here last time, and this helped distribute it quicker. Since this is, again, 4 yellow lines we're trying to supply with all this. And so it helps distribute it quicker, I think. Okay. There, 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 and there. There. I'm gonna need more power. Again, I think it's gonna be time for another power upgrade after I do this. Sure hope my coal production is gonna keep up with this. I'm gonna have to add some more coal miners soon. There. I should probably even blueprint this, because this is the same build pretty much I'm going to do with steel, most likely, so maybe I blueprint this as well. Okay. Alright, so I should be able to power this, and this should be good to go, I believe. Let me look at my power before I plug this in. Looks like our power production is good right now. I'm gonna need some more power poles. Give me some power poles. Ooh, we have the bigger power poles. Nice. They take steel. 5, 10, 15, 20. And we're gonna want to put those on the bar here. There. By the way, if you're having trouble copying a build, Control C and V is a thing. Control C and V. Okay. I know about blueprints if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about something else, I don't know. Okay, so we do this. And this. And this. Oh. Okay, missed one thing here. Do that. That. And that. All right, the copper must flow. The copper must flow. There we go. Let's look at power once we did that. Yeah, that did some more stress on our power line there. If you have 20 steel furnaces for copper smelting, you should produce around 13 copper plates per second, a bit less than a yellow belt can transport. Yes, 24, which is one full yellow belt. It's kind of like blueprints, the copy paste thing. Okay. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, which is one full yellow belt. That's why, again, we have one belt out. Again, the red belt is probably not necessary. It's just helping. Basically, we had a lot of time where only these guys were working and these guys weren't over here. I think that's just a product of this type of feeding stuff. So, all right. So there is our copper smelting upgraded. I have a feeling I'm going to need more coal, so I'm just going to do that now. Do I have any extra miners? I don't. Let's get some more miners just to make sure. This little operation right here is powering our entire build right now, so we do not want to run out of stuff here. That's for sure. I need some more ammo. Coal runs out, that's a bad thing, so we need to make sure we're keeping on track of that. Let's grab ammo. I want to do 2 stacks of this. Okay. Surprised that he used their red belt for that amount of furnaces. Yeah, they look like 4 years old. Miners, not miners. Alright. Iron gear wheels. I have no iron. Using up all that iron, man. All that iron. Yeah, I probably don't need those red belts. I saw something earlier, the last time we played, that made me want to throw a red belt to help distribute it. It's probably overkill, not needed. Eventually, we'll probably want to upgrade this to red belt production, but that will take more stuff. So, accumulators are very good. Those store energy, I believe. We'll need those for solar power, which I'm eventually going to want to swap over to. 2 big things I want to do this run. I want to have a lot of solar power, and I want to have a lot of robots. Those are like the 2 things. I want solar power for power, and robots for distributing a lot of stuff. So those are kind of 2 things, 2 goals I have this thing is do more with those 2 guys. Not a lot of coal there, but that's good for now. Here's this dramatic music. So dramatic. Okay. I mean, you can only fill 1/4 of your bus with copper. Same with iron. Right, yeah. It looks like it's filling up with this, but that's just because we're not using it all up. If I start using up what we're supplying, yeah, what we're supplying could only actually fill one of these, a quarter of this bus. So we would need 3 more of this setup to actually fully saturate this. If we were using it all, basically, I think is what you're saying. So I think we are not. Are we fully saturated on this copper? I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of space in between here, so I probably need to add a couple more copper mines here. Yeah, this one side's not completely full, so it is. I want to go something like. Actually, I guess I could use a splitter to get some of the stuff in the middle here. Yeah, so like right here, this is gonna get copper and iron. So will this one. So I'll do a splitter right after these 2 and have iron go into there, copper into there. So let me see, which side do I want it to be on? I want it to be on the right side. Okay, that should be, well. Let's see, how do we do this? So we get a splitter. Splitter, I just met her. Okay, this one's not got much left at all, so I'm gonna move that down a little bit to be right. Come on, come on, to be right there. Cannot reach anything. Reach stuff, please. There. Okay, so we want iron to go. Iron to go. Filter. Iron. Right side. That's what we want to do. And then if I pick up that, I should see no iron on there. So this should only be copper here. And then we can have iron go like that. There we go. Now I can put some of these on here where it gets both of them, and that should be fine. And then I'm even gonna do 2 more copper guys here. And I might want to, because those are on that side, do a little bit of this. That'll flow through there. Okay, that should help more fully saturate the copper belt. It buffers and feeds all things that have 100% some and 0% others. It does feel weird looking at Factorio without certain mods that you always have active. At some point, that will end up backing up and you'll have copper shortage again. Okay, great. Thanks. You're gonna have to be more specific about what would cause that than just saying it will back up. You're gonna have to tell me what you're talking about. But for now, this is going to do what I need it to do, which is supply lots of copper and lots of iron. The next thing I want to get is steel. However, I don't want to use this iron for the steel. I think I'd rather use a separate source of iron. And if I'm gonna go grab this iron, it's gonna be one really freaking long belt, or it's trains. And I don't want to do trains because that's way more setup that I want to have to worry about. So I'm gonna go clear out some of those aliens over there, and then we're gonna set up a really long belt. Really long belt. Filter place that goes into your iron ore belt. The filter. Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because the iron will back up, which means the copper won't get through. Yeah, let's see here. So if this iron backs up, is there any way to do this? I need to feed this back into the front of the line then. So actually, instead of this, we need this to go, like, all the way, like, around. Of course, then it could still back up. It'll just take longer, I guess. Go. You can make another filter and make a filter that prefers one side for input. What does that mean? Prefers one side for input. Okay. I don't know what that means. Talk to me like a 5-year-old. Hey! Albatrousers with the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Albatrouser folks. Are you saying one before this so that prioritizes putting the copper out? In the filter menu. Priority. So we want to prioritize okay. Again, tell me exactly what I need to prioritize for this. I don't know what to do here. So it's input priority. Which side do I want to prioritize? I don't know. Because iron's going right. I want it to prioritize getting the copper, but copper's coming in both sides. So I don't know what this does. What's up, Migoth? How are you doing? Sandman TV. Welcome, my friends. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have copper coming in both sides and the iron coming in on this side at all. I don't know, but Not in that splitter, in a new one where you had the first lane. Alright, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it, because I don't understand your explanations, and I don't think it's... If that backs up, it doesn't destroy my production or anything, it just will slow it down a little bit. And until I'm running out of copper and iron, it's not vital. So, I'm gonna focus on getting... I wanna get steel going next. That's the next priority. You need... this to get more steel. Okay, so we need lots of ammo. And how many turrets do I have? I have enough turrets. We're gonna go clear out these aliens, because I want to get this iron supplying over here to create steel. We're gonna get steel going. Oil and steel are the two main things I want to go for right now. I have oil out to the east. Yes, I have oil here. Oh. I have oil, like, right up here, actually. But I actually have more oil over here, but this will be the easier oil to get to. We got a biter raiding party come from that base? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have multiple raiding parties. Let's go. Nip that in the bud. Okay, let's go kill some dudes. Kill some aliens. Teach them this is our planet now. I call you aliens even though you live here and I'm invading. It's like when we Americans came and took America from the Native Americans and called them the not natives or something. We have a long-standing tradition of killing off indigenous species, I guess. Wow, that's really dark. I should probably stop talking about that. Okay. Alright, let's get a turret up. And put this in here. There we go. Alright, this should let me start setting up here. Okay, we're gonna leapfrog our way. This control. Okay. Is this in range of this guy? Not quite. That is, though. So, like, right here would be right out of range, I believe. Alright, there we go. Very nice. If you merge your main iron belt with the byproduct iron belt, prioritize the input of the byproduct belt. Okay, alright. I might go back and do that. Again, I'm not super concerned with that being max efficiency currently. Is that going to be hit? Yes, it was. He was going to aim at that. Got him. Okay, automobilism. Explosives, advanced electronics. Ooh, reds. We're definitely gonna need the red circuit boards. Those are very good. Very needed in next tier of stuff we need to do. The next tier of stuff. Oh gosh, I'm walking in poison. I wonder if I have better armor yet. I upgraded to the heavy armor. Nope, that's the best I have currently. Okay. I do have access to gates, though, so... I actually could get a wall set up going pretty soon. This and this. Oh! That was me getting shot by poison. Where did that come from? This guy right there. Gotcha, sucker. Gotcha, sucker! Okay. All right. All right, that looks cleared out, and that looks like we got pretty good access to iron. We'll put a couple turrets there, because it looks like we've got some alien dudes up there. But okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is I have currently 400 transport belts. We're just gonna use a belt, because it's way easier than setting up railroads. Railroads are basically a build I would need to spend an entire stream on, I'm pretty sure, if I want to get that set up. And it's a lot of work. And I don't feel like working on that right now, so I'm going to do something like this. This. Put a wall set up to kind of block off all this stuff. So I'm just gonna use a bunch of miners out here, a bunch of power lines to get it out here, and then belts is what we're gonna do. You merge your main iron belt, yeah. It's like the mini moocher, but Bitey the biter. Yes, it's just like that. All right, how many poles do I have access to? So we want the big electric poles for this. Big electric poles are awesome. They're for really getting your power out really far. Oh, I should put ammo in these guys too. This here. There. This. There. And there. Okay. Alright. So that should be lots of ammo for that. This here. Alright. Is that the farthest it goes? Right there's the farthest it goes. Right. There. This music actually vaguely reminds me of, what's that game? Kenshi? That was a fun one. Vaguely reminds me of that. Where's the longest one there? Okay. I got cliff explosives to deal with stuff like that. And... one space. Okay, it's fine. But, get just one little guy here to do this. That fit? Well, okay. Your oil mine, I recommend flamethrower turrets as they can use oil as ammo. Oh, that's a cool idea. Okay, I have to unlock flamethrower. That's maybe I can do that as my next research. All right, so that's power. Now I gotta get belts, and I gotta figure out where I want to put my steel. I wanted to do kind of like right here. Matarnstar, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. So I'm not gonna be able to do exactly the same because of the way this is lining up. Now what's gonna be interesting is I'm gonna need to cook that iron. So probably what I'm gonna need to do is have a separate coal thing that goes to iron production, and then the iron goes into the steel. Where's flamethrower? Flamethrower, right? I don't have military science packs. I can't do that yet, actually. So, stack inserter, modules, modular armor, yes please. Just waiting on them grenades, the ultimate flora and fauna killer, yeah. So what am I gonna want to do? I'm probably gonna have a separate thing of coal that will supply. You know what I want? I want some cliff explosives because I'm gonna want to do some stuff right here. So cliff explosives. I think I unlocked those, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. Where are they? Engine unit. Can I make those yet is the question. Here they are. I need explosives. Oh, and I think explosives take oil stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Where are just explosives? Am I blind? Did I get cliff explosives but not regular explosives? Surely they're in... Ah, there they are. Yeah, they take sulfur and they take water, so that's something you can't just handcraft. Damn. Flamethrower tank is the best tree murderer, unless you want to count Spidertron nukes. Yeah, the Spidertron, that's another reason I wanted to start playing this again, is because the cool Spidertron stuff I saw. Okay, so I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to do an extra iron burning thing here and send that to steel over here. So this is probably where the belt's gonna end up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start a really long belt. A really long belt. It's gonna be like this. This is gonna be really long. Prepare for long belts, everybody. I'm doing this so I don't have to do trains, basically. Or at least because this is gonna be a poor man's train system right now. Can underground span cliffs? Yes, they can. cliffs, I think, are just for looks. I don't think they actually are different elevations. It's just another obstruction to get over, I believe. I don't think cliffs actually do anything apart from just add something in the way. Okay, yes, that will pretty much work there. So, like this. And there we go. We got iron and we got power out here. So, we need a bunch of miners. I guess we got to figure out how many steel and iron furnaces we need to do here. How many steel furnaces for burning iron and then burned iron into steel that we need. Is it a 1-to-1 ratio, I guess is the question. Does a steel furnace turn iron ore into iron plates at the same speed that a steel furnace turns iron plates into steel plates? Does anybody know that answer? I would think it would be yes, but... This is one iron, or... let me go... see if it's taking... I guess the question is one iron plate become one steel plate? I guess is the question. No, it takes 5. It takes 5 iron plates to one steel plate. I don't know if it takes 5 times as long, though. So I need... Does that mean I need 5 steel furnaces? 5 iron plate steel furnaces to one steel furnace plate? Is that what that means? I would guess that is what that means. Stronger explosives, railway. I'm gonna need these science packs. Gotta look at processing time for that. Okay. How do I see processing time? Crafting speed of 2. Compared to what? Crafting speed of 2. I don't know. That's one thing that I'm still trying to figure out in Factorio is how to see how fast. Crafting speed of 2 doesn't tell me anything. 1. Is it in this screen that I can see how fast? Okay, there it is. Crafting time 16, crafting time 3.2. So there it is. So iron plate, so 5 times 3.2 is that 16 actually? I think that is. I think it is exactly 5 to 1. That's looking like the time it takes to craft 5 iron plates is the same time that it takes to craft 1 steel plate. I think that is a 1-to-5 ratio, actually. What else can we get here? Solar panels, yeah, module stuff, that's good. So, but I believe that's gonna mean... I need a bunch of these guys. Where are they? Stone bricks. I believe that's gonna mean that for every steel furnace I make, I'm gonna need 5 iron furnaces if I want it to be, like, even, I guess. Stone bricks. Shift click those. So that would mean if I did this much steel, I would need 5 times as many of these irons. I don't think I can do that much. So probably what I should do is do about this much iron and then figure out how many steel things I can do with that. So if I have 12, 24... If I make 25 of these... that can supply 5 steel furnaces, and that's it. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think I ever did those numbers before. You're not my attorney, but you would recommend I make as much steel as possible? Yes. Well, what if I doubled it? What if I did... The issue is I would need, if I wanted to do twice this amount, I would need a full red belt, a fully saturated red belt of iron ore, I believe, which might be the way to go. Because you're right, we're gonna need lots of steel. Does steel go on the bus? Yes. You place steel on your terrible bus, so take that how you will. I think what I want to do actually is do 24 steel furnaces of iron, which would create, which would be able to burn a fully stacked, I think, red belt of iron, and that would supply 10 steel furnaces making steel, I believe. So let's plan out for that much. So 24, this is exactly what we would need for the iron. If anybody knows this math better than me, let me know if I am mistaken. But I believe that is what I would want to have happen. And we'd want that to feed like over here and up over to steel burning up here. So, and again, if I want it to be expandable... I almost wonder if I should make it vertical so I can start it this way. Maybe I should do all of this out here, actually, instead of doing it over here, since I got this coal in the way. Once I clear out all this coal, then I would have more room to build more furnaces up here. I think I might want to do just all of my steel production over here, so I keep it together. You gotta keep it separated. And actually... the closer I do my iron... let's see. Am I gonna need the iron plates going at a full red belt? I'm gonna need lots of red belts for this. So I'm gonna need lots of iron gear wheels. Whoops. I'm gonna need lots of red belts for this. It is a 1-to-1 ratio, so yeah, I'm gonna need a full red belt. How much steel will that be producing? What I'm thinking of, 10 times however much this does a minute. 10 times 1 every 16 seconds. 1 every 16 seconds. What is 60 divided by 16? So a little under 4, I guess. So about 40 a minute. A little over 40 a minute. Something like that. My math's probably bad. This can do 15 items a second. Okay, I think we're not going to be producing more steel a second than a yellow belt can do. So I could actually do this just over at the iron place. Actually, that might be the best way to do this. I probably want to do this steel production, like kind of on-site production. Well, that means I'm gonna have to move the coal over there. Is there coal over by this iron? There's not. So wherever I do it, I'm gonna have to transport stuff. So the best thing is probably to do it halfway between iron and coal. So like right in here, so that we can, you know, minimize the number of belts we're using since we're not using trains here. Okay, I'm gonna need more stone. Yeah, stone bricks. All right, sorry, I'm doing all this kind of stuff in my head here, so we're moving a little slowly, but we're gonna have really good steel production. Hopefully, is the goal from what we're doing here. And I need a lot more of these guys because I need a lot more red belts. Give me all of the red belts. It's gonna need way more than that. Okay. You know what I didn't do? I didn't get these guys. Where's my underground belts here? Yeah, connected there. That go through. There we go. Okay. Alright. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of red belts for this. I'm gonna go grab some yellow belts. Okay, there. Just keep this stuff all working. Okay, modules, productivity, speed, efficiency, personal battery, yes. We're gonna get modular. After we get this going, I think we need steel for a lot of this modular armor stuff, so this should actually give us the ability to do some modular armor stuff here. Okay, so this belt can basically be where the output of steel. I want to have about halfway between coal and iron up here. I want to have my steel production be, so probably somewhere right around here. Should work pretty well. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Probably so I can have it expandable. Have like a line of iron that feeds to a line of steel here. So I need 24. No, I need 48 of these, don't I? What's up, Moonho? How's it going? Pretty good. We're doing a lot of stuff here. Is that 48? 24 is 12 and 12, and I wanted to double that to be able to supply 10. I believe that's right, so I think it's going to be 2 rows of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I can't count that fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Can't count that fast. It's too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Want to have a blueprint from former games? I do, but I don't think I have a blueprint for this build. Game blueprints. Yeah, I don't have a blueprint for this, that's for sure. So let me do the math again. It was 1 steel plate takes 5 iron plates that it makes in 16 seconds. 1 iron plate is in 3.2 seconds. So 5 of these takes exactly 16 seconds. So 5 iron plate furnaces will feed 1 steel plate furnace. So if I want to do 10 of these, 10 steel plate furnaces, I need 50. Is that right? I would need 50 of these. And I'm thinking 48. Yes, that's right. So I actually need 50. Belt, feeder, this. So I think it should be like this. This is going to be feeding... Gosh, is this going to work? This is a lot of stuff, man. This is a lot of stuff. Use Control-C to count machines. Control-C. I don't know how that works. Did you ask yourself if the belt can support such a long line? I did. Actually, what I think... Yeah, what I was doing was I was calculating it by doubling what we have already, which we know is a fully saturated yellow belt. So a fully saturated red belt. Is a red belt twice as much? Is it exactly twice as much? I hope it is. Okay, good. It's exactly twice as much. So it actually should be 48. We're going to be making... We're going to have 2 steel furnaces making steel that won't be fully saturated. Or won't be able to fully be supplied by this, but it'll be close. It'll be like 2 shy, because that's the max that this will support. So we do need 48 steel furnaces for this. And blue belt equals 3 times yellow. Okay, cool. Well, good. That will work. Night vision. Ooh, night vision. That'll be helpful. So I have, what is that? 24, 25, 38 currently. I need 48 plus 10. So I need 58 in total. So I need about 20 more steel furnaces right now. Okay. 28 more steel furnaces. Okay. This is... this is... You know, you gotta go big or go home. This is gonna be a lot of steel. Am I full up on inventory space? No, then why can't I pick this up? Because these bricks are going somewhere, that's why. Oh, these were backed up before, that's why I was able to grab some. So I can grab them off of there. Good. Steel, I should probably get a second steel thing here to get more steel. 4 more steel furnaces. So I need 58 in total. I'm gonna use 1 to help speed this process up. Let's do it right here. Guy. There. What would simplify your current steel production is a box with coal in it feeding your steel furnace. True, yeah. And actually a box that outputs too, so, we do this. 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 And... coal goes in here. Steel goes in here. And... we do this. There we go. There we go. Quick and dirty little steel production thing there. Hey, belt immunity research. I like that. I'll repeat the last message because it's a very useful tip. Control C, then hold left mouse and drag on the cursor will appear the amount of machines. Okay, Control C. Okay. Thank you. That is very useful. That's the copy paste thing you're talking about. All right. Very cool. Thank you. Okay, so how many of these guys can I make? All right, cool. Just do that little thing right there. That will make us some steel. We can come back and get that. I'll need to figure out how much coal. Coal I'm not doing the exact numbers on because we just oversaturate that since it's simpler. Yeah, sorry I missed that, Moonho. Iron plates to steel smelters ratio is 1:1. Iron plates to steel smelters ratio. There you go. Yes. So we're making... if I want to make 60... if I want to supply 10 steel smelters, I need 10 iron plates. No, that's not right. I don't know. I can't... talking's hard for me. I don't know. Sometimes talking out the math. So this should be 48. Let's try this. Control C. I should see 48 of these things. 48 of those guys. Good. And this will supply almost 10 smelters worth of steel production. Oh, come on. Bug. Give me a break here. I think he's saying one furnace doing plates will supply the same amount of smelters doing steel. One furnace doing plates will supply the same amount of smelters doing steel. My brain, I'm sorry, my brain can't comprehend this. 10 steel smelters, you feed them with 10 iron smelters? That doesn't, does that work? Really? Am I way overcomplicating this? I am, aren't I? I said I needed 5:1, but... one smelter creates the 5 because of how fast it is. You're right. You are right. I am way overcomplicating this. I thought I needed way more iron smelters. I don't. So what I could do then... Okay. What I could do then is I could supply 24 iron smelters will supply 24 steel smelters. So I am definitely overcomplicating this. Okay. Where's 24? 24 is right there. So... Well, I don't want to double it quite yet. This would be... We'd be producing more steel than we're producing iron or copper, and I don't need that. Yeah, for every smelter making steel, I need one making iron, right? Yeah. Okay, so... This is going to be the output of iron, which I'm going to need to put with coal to supply. Okay, so let's leave some space here. Let me figure out how this is going to work. Which means I only need yellow belts for this, because this is enough, a yellow belt can supply this. So this is going to be the output. And this will be very expandable with the way I'm doing it, because we have all this room out to that side, so that will be very nice. That'll do, pig, that'll do. This is the output. This output's going to go down and around to our steel production, which is going to need a belt supplying on this side, so it need to be here, right? Because this would be the belt supplying coal. Nope, I'm gonna need supplying this. So there's gonna be a belt supplying for this guy. I better give myself some extra space, just in case. There, no reason to skimp on space. We got lots of space out here. Because those guys will need their supply, and this will be supply for this guy. Like that. So in theory, you could have the iron smelters feed the steel ones directly with no belts. Yeah, I guess in theory, I could have this output go directly to the steel, which then could be expandable in the two different directions. But I feel like I'd rather do it this way, so it folds on itself. I think I'd prefer to do it this way. If this iron is exclusive for steel, you can feed it from smelter to smelter directly and have only coal on belt. Ah, I see. So I could have it feeding on the top and then just goes directly from iron to steel. That probably is better, isn't it? How would I feed... Have only coal on belt. So I need to use long-handed inserters, right? Because I would need... Come on, bug. Give me a fucking break, man. It's goddamn gnats. I thought they were finally going away, and this thing's right in my face. How would you make that work? You have to do like an underground belt thing, right? 2 belts in the middle. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, alright, so... Alright, let's change this again. And actually, I would want this to be one long belt then. So that's 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Should be 24. Yes, okay. Actually, can I control copy? Hold on a second. Do that just to get the spacing right. So can I actually use that to place them? Will it place them for me? Or is it just the blueprint of it? It's just the blueprint of it. Okay. So it'd be like this then, right? So the output of iron would go onto this belt. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do this. I'm gonna need a lot of long-handed inserters because we're gonna need. Let's see here. And this will be easy expandable too because the steel will go here. So basically, we'll have one thing of coal, one thing of iron. So let's do, so this would be the output of coal, this would be the output of iron, this would be the input of coal. It'll be like this. I'm gonna need a lot of inserters. And then this would be the iron. Okay. Cool. There we go. So this is probably a normal steel production build for other people. I'm guessing that other people have done. This will be coal in. Right there. So we'll bring the coal to this. And then the steel will be out. And that will go to our base. This would be steel out. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Alright, speed modules. Mining productivity. Ooh, yes. Increasing yield is huge. That makes me not have to add more miners as often, I guess. Give Factorio a kiss. Okay. What I might actually want to do, though, is... yeah, this might be a little funky, but... have half come together... so that they're not backed up on the belt. Does that make sense? Oh, that's what kiss is. Keep it simple, stupid. If I have half go in, half go out, so they meet in the middle. Do I want to do it that way? No, I guess it's fine to just do this, but then halfway down I do a thing that balances by putting it. That would be the less belt utilization way to do this. I go here. Where's 12? 12 of these guys are right there. So after this one, I would do this and this to fill it up. Is that right? Yes. So after 12, the first 12 then would basically fill up the other side of the belt, and I wouldn't have to do a balancer splitter thing there. Okay. So there we go. So there's steel. Iron. Okay. So, I'm going to need a lot of long-handed inserters. Do I have materials to make those? I do not. Let's get the first setup so I see what I need. I probably need fast inserters just for... This is the iron. Not sure about this design. I think long arm unloading the iron plates from iron smelter won't keep up with iron smelting speed. Long arm unloading the iron plates. So I need the iron to come out faster. Do I need to swap these two belts so that it does this? Shipahalabala says long arm are more than fast enough. Steel is a slow recipe. So will this work? I mean, do I need fast inserters for the iron output since it's doing 5 times as many, right? I won't need a fast coal inserter though. Iron plates will be unloaded by fast arm to closer upper belt. That's what I was thinking. Iron, the faster iron is done with the fast. The output of iron is put on the fast belts. I probably just for a little bit of room, I should probably do this. So that's where the iron would go out. No, actually, I do want that, so that's a little room there. This will be where the iron goes. This will pick up the coal. This will take the iron off with a fast inserter. And this will insert the coal. Something like this. Saying you can use one belt if you keep iron and coal to one side, no need for long inserters. I don't think that's what he's saying. I'm pretty sure we were talking about using 2 belts earlier. Still be unloading the iron plates directly to the steel smelter and run coal belt around the smelters, not in the middle. You would still be unloading the iron plates directly to the steel smelter. How would you get coal, both of them? You have the coal running around the smelters? So you'd basically put this line 1 space away from these guys and have the coal run around and then have the output of the steel go out? I guess that works. I feel like this... Does this use more inserters to do it this way? No, I think it'd be the same number of inserters either way because you need different items. Well, actually, I guess this is doubly inserters because I have to do to a belt to another thing. Can you show? Yeah, absolutely. You can set my. You can show me your setup. 2 rows of smelters each side of the middle belts. That's a high throughput design. Okay. All right. Let me look at Moodenho's design here. Let's see here. Okay. A lot of underground belts doing that. Yeah, I think what's bad about this design is I'm using more inserters. I'm actually using double the inserters since I would only have 1 inserter going from each of these guys. Okay, alright, yeah. Okay. This would be easily expandable, but I'm guessing what you're suggesting would actually be pretty decently easily expandable too. Okay. Underground belt is filled with coal. So are you putting coal and iron on the same belt? Or underground belt? Ah, I see where your underground belt is. Yeah, I see. Okay. So that underground belt running down the middle has a full, is just filled with coal. And then you do have 1 side coal, 1 side iron on the top here. I see, okay. And I'm gonna use like a level 1 thing here, so it'd be... So this would be coal and iron, similar to what we did before. Yeah, there are a bunch of different designs. I don't think I'll do your exact design, but I think I'm gonna take inspiration from your design. Do I need, and so you do long-handed inserters going from this to the other. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we'll get rid of all this. So this would be inserting iron and coal. And you have just regular inserters there. So this would be iron. And this would go directly to... Yeah, because we need coal for this, so... Interesting, okay. So this actually is different than what Chaos is describing, because what Chaos is describing is, I think... coal down the middle here... How do I get the steel from there, though? I need, like, side inserters for this, actually, if I was going to do it this exact way. What you're describing. Because if I was going to do this to get the iron into here... Because that won't reach to here. I would need side inserters, which I know is a thing. But, I don't think I have those unlocked yet, do I? There was a mod I was using at one point that lets you choose the orientation of things of different guys. So okay, all right. I think I will have to use something like Moodenho's design for this to work. So this would be iron plus coal. 90% design, 10% build. Okay. Alright, let me see here. So basically, we would want to pull God. Sorry, give me a second, everybody. I need to contemplate this for a second. So if I copied your build exactly, which I don't want to just copy other people's builds, but it'd be something like this. This would be coal. Something like this. One, two. Something like this, and this would be supplying the coal to this. Like that. And then the output would still be on the bottom. Underground goes on top of the middle. Top of the middle, like this, right? Yeah, that's I'm looking at your build. It looks like it'd be something like this, right? And then you'd have the reds here, here, 2 yellows, then red, red. Okay, all right. So it'd be something like this. That's a pretty cool, that is a cool design. And this would be coal, coal. All right, all right. I'm gonna need a lot of red inserters. And this is all done without any fast inserters, it looks like, right? I don't think this... You're using Mark II belts, but I don't think I need Mark II belts for this. I'm pretty sure Mark I belts works for this. This is the exact number of furnaces for Mark I belts, right? I'm pretty sure, anyway. Okay, so I need to go back and I need to get a crap ton of red inserters. All right, so red inserters and a lot of underground belts. Okay, all right. All right, I like your build, Moonho. I'll take a slight variation on it, but I think I'm going to use that. Because my build, I think, was going to use double the amount of inserters. So, just to conserve some materials here. See how our iron thing is doing down here, if it got backed up. Nah, it's actually flowing through pretty well. Okay, good. Alright, so I need so many red inserters. What does that take? Iron gear wheels and iron gear end plates. So all these things. All these things. Let's grab steel while we're here. Okay. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. About 50 of those. Grab a bunch of you guys. Okay. Probably should make some extra splitters. Okay. Alright, will that be enough stuff? I'm gonna need a lot of underground belts too. And to do more of those, I need more iron plates. And I should just grab all the belts that I have over here. Yeah, I guess the question will be is if the yellow inserters keep up with the... Probably the inputting of the iron ore would be the question, if it keeps up with that. Or will I need fast inserters for that? You don't remember? Let's have 24 of those. That should be plenty. And I can make extra stuff. If I need fast inserters, because I'm doing fast inserting here, especially because it's coal and the iron. I have fast inserters here. I probably should do fast inserters for that, honestly. Okay. Alright. We haven't got any of the raw resources in, but we just need to get the design set up first. Was necessary for the regular iron smelter? I wasn't exactly sure. I didn't check exactly, so I don't know. Okay. So this, and then 1, 2. This, 1, 2. This, 1, 2. There, that'll do. This will be easily expandable, is the other reason I like kind of taking your build and using it for what we're doing here. This will be a pretty easily expandable thing here. I think not, you will need the fast loader. Tilt speed modules, no furnace needs fast inserters. Okay, alright. Alright. Alright, so those fast inserters I had back in my base were overkill. Unless I start speed modulating my steel furnaces, it sounds like. Good info. So there's that. I'm gonna need more of these inserters. No, I might need some more. Let's just get them building in the meantime. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. Alrighty, and then I think you get a stack size upgrade at some point in tech tree. You would be surprised if yellow inserters weren't enough. Okay. Alright, so this is interesting. It's yellow, 2 yellow, 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 red. So yellow, yellow, space, space, red, red. Actually, if I do this, I can do this in a better way. Clear, clear, long-handed here. Belts here. And I can do, what are you, 5? Alright, and then 6. Beautiful, so 6. Let's use hotkeys like we're playing FTL. Okay, that is a lot of inserters. Before I turn this thing on, I better expand my power again. I'm gonna need some more electric poles for this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. So while we're building those, let's get the exit inserters. What a frickin' build. We're gonna have lots of steel. Oops. This will be basically a full yellow belt of steel's worth of production here, which is a nice even number. Right, so where's 12? Control C. I do want to do what I did earlier though. So 12 is here. Right here. So that's 12 that I want to do after inserts this. There. To fill up both sides. Okay. So that right there should be a full belt of steel. The lane balancer isn't going to do anything. Oh yeah, because they're going to the other side. Okay, I need to do it the other way then. You're right. It's going to do... I need it to go like this. Right? Because going on the right side, that'll fill in the left side. I don't know which side that's going to put it on, but that should do what I want it to do, I believe. What's on the left side and those goes on the other side, right? I'd have to like flip it around for it to do what I want. You would just put it at the end anyway? Well... yeah, I guess so. If it ever backs up all the way to here, it's gonna back up. It's gonna... yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah, you're right. I should do it this way. So, they're on the left... they're on the bottom side. Left side, so I need it to go... I need it to go on the right side. So it needs to be like this. Is that right? The left side, that would fill the left side. That should be right, right? And then this will be a double stacked row of steel. Okay, that should be good. I think that's right. Okay. And let's put in all of our pow-pows here. So that fills all those. You did both of the... I feel like you could just do this... So do power poles not get in the way of these long-handed inserters? Why'd you do 2? I feel like you only need... Is this missing something? Yeah. Pretty sure I only need that. Hit everything. Not quite sure why you did double, unless you just did it for looks. But I don't think this one hits anything that the other one didn't hit. Yeah, that hit all those, so... I can do that. Says 1, 2, 3. Spaces 1, 2, 3. So here. 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 Here, and then... There. That should cover everything in power. Alright. And so what we need to do is we need to put coal in here. We need to put iron from our mining up here. Plus coal in here. So we're gonna need a lot of coal. And I'm gonna expand my power before I do this. We're gonna need to get miners. How many miners did we say it was? Is it 30 miners to supply all this? I need to count how many iron miners I have. I can't remember. I think we did the exact number of iron mines we needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. It's 30. You are the Factorio. Alright, love. Alright. I think it's 30 miners I needed. Alright, shooting speed, flamethrower. Productivity. I should get these modules going. Okay, so 30 miners I need. I need 8 more, which requires more circuits and iron plates. Okay. 8 more. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, of course, we're going to need a miner, so we just might as well make all of those. Okay. Okay, alright, we almost have our steel production going. Just gotta get these raw resources in, and we will have gotten steel production started. We'll have to add them into the bus, of course. How many coal miners am I gonna need? Oh, I needed to get power. That was the next thing I wanted to do before I do this, because we are definitely going to be adding a large amount of power consumption here. So let's get... 2 more of these guys going. Iron gear wheels. Keep using all of the stuff up. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be 2 of the boilers. There's the boilers. 1, 2. We have pipes, and we're gonna need some pipes. Make all the pipes. Just use up all my iron all the time. Let's get ammo, so we are always making this ammo. Okay. Alrighty, so, let's see here. Burner inserters, do I have those? I do, so I can set those up. 1, 2, 3 spaces, so 1, 2, 3. There, 1, 2, 3, there. Okay. Speed module finished, okay. We're working through this research, man. How's our research looking? Looking good, man. Nice. Our little research, what is it called? Mall, whatever, is looking good. Alright, so I guess we can get pipes set up here. It'll be like that, and then like that. Okay. And I don't have these pipes for that. Okay. All right, electric mining drills. You take a frickin' year, man. You take a frickin' year. So we got steam engines and boilers. I want to put those in the same place. So move steam engines there when we have one. Steam engine, where'd you go? Right there. Go. It'll be here, 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 here. Boiler will be here, here. Pipe will be here and here. And that should be good once I power these. Okay. There we go. Added more power. Will it be enough? Hopefully. Hopefully it will. Okay, let us go. Let's get the coal set up first. How many... I'm only supplying for... I'm supplying enough coal for 48 steel furnaces. This is doing way more than that, so I feel like I don't need quite this much. I could probably do about half of this and be fine, I think. So... I made 39, so yeah, let's make 8 here. Okay, productivity module finished. We'll even be a little more efficient with space here. 3. And 4. Okay. And that should be plenty of coal for that. And let's have this go up and over. Crap. Let's see here. It's gonna be on the right side. We can do it like this. Like this? Yeah, this should work. That'll be like that, that, and that. Okay. How's the playthrough going? It's going great. We're working on steel production. Kind of a much more complicated build of this than I've done before, but I've calculated numbers out more than I've done in the past as well, so... Hopefully that means with me calculating things out better, I will not have the issue of running out of stuff as much as I had in some other... like my previous playthrough kind of thing. Okay, so this goes to there, and okay. Tofu the dude, enjoy your lurk, my friend. Enjoy the lurk. Zoom out a bit here. Okay. Go this way. Oops. Hopefully this will be enough coal. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out once we turn this whole thing on. Okay, so I need to remember it was 2 splitters going into each other for the one thing. So I want to split off one set right here, because this is going to be just a full thing of coal. Right here. I need more underground belts. So that'll be one full set of coal for that. I'll do the steel guys. And then this is iron, which is not what we want to send back to our base. So we can get rid of this whole area here. And this set of coal can run into the iron. How do we want to do this? We want it to be, if I can remember, I want them to run into each other like this. That's if we split it. We're not actually splitting this. We're just putting this on one line. So, actually I don't need to do that. Not on this one anyway. What I can do is something like this, this, this. And that will be coal on one side, iron on the other side. And that will be what we want it to do. This might not be enough coal. We're going to have to see. I can jumpstart it, though, by throwing a bunch of coal in here. Okay. All right, so now we just need to get 30 iron mines supplying this belt. And then power it all, and we should have steel, I believe. This is, wow, this is a juicy iron vein here. We should have steel for days here, so let's do this efficiently here. We grab all the stuff, so there. I just need to go until we have, like, one remaining here. So it'll be like this. There, start like that. There'll be little pockets of it I might miss, but it's okay. We can load balance this after we get all the mines set up. Oof. That's some juicy looking iron there. All right, that should be everything there. So we want to do this. This will evenly distribute that there. Oops. That. And then we can do the opposite here. Actually, you know what, since the... Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna balance it afterwards anyway, so no big deal. There. And then we combine all these belts together to have one very big belt of things here. So this is the fullest one, so probably what we'll do is just something like this. There we go. That'll be a lot of iron. Okay, so that will feed our iron thing there. Okay. And I believe then I'll have to get the steel output, but I think if I power this, this will just start, this will do its thing, man. I'm gonna need a lot of medium electric poles. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, let's get this thing powered. Rand is the fault that I can't beat my Factorio addiction. When you are 1 week without Factorio, he starts to run. It's my fault. Sorry, my friend, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Put some stuff here. So shift right click, shift left click, control right click, there it is. And there, okay. I got you back on the wagon, my friend, sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Okay, let's see, that can do both of these guys. Can I get the, ooh, we can get all 4 if I do that. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, nice. Wait a second. Did I do too many spaces here? How did that work on the other one, but not this one? Powering those 4. This should be able to power... The hell? There are 3 spaces there. Crap! I did do that too big. Alright. Symmetry must be preserved. Symmetry must be preserved. Alright, I'm purposefully skipping the railway. Concrete short. Must be symmetrical. So it's 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah. I did mess up that symmetry. This. 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 And that was it. Better to fill ore fields with miners without spaces. I don't care. I think this looks good. I'm gonna go with this for now. Alright, so... I guess all those guys... Oh, no it doesn't. Let's go like this. Let's just do it this way. This will be better. Yeah, like that. If you have it... How does that not connect when it connected the other places? Do I have it messed up? Ah! And if you're gonna tell me stuff like that, what I appreciate you telling me why, not just it's better like this. Give me a reason. Give me a reason why. Give me one more reason. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Ah, that's the. I didn't do this. It's a little backwards. That's why. You know what? Screw it. I don't care. It's not gonna be perfectly balanced. There. You always did these space in between the miners, and every single time you had to rebuild it later with no space version because you always need more raw resources. Okay, that's. All right, that's. Well. I've never done it this way before. I'll come back and refill it later. You know what? For now, I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, let's see if this starts doing stuff. Are you all on? Okay. I would like to learn by failure rather than someone telling me that's bad. I'd like to see why it's bad. Everything's running. I'd like to see what happens. It's looking like what I think you're probably telling me is that the spaces between might not get mined out as quickly or something. I'm not sure how that would be the case, but that's what I'm guessing would happen. But I'm just gonna kind of let it run and see what happens. Okay. Ran, that is bad, thanks. There's very little objectively bad in this game, just degrees of efficiency. Yeah. Alright, so once this iron starts coming in, I should start seeing this thing chunk out some steel. Let's get the output belt at least plugged in here for now, while we're waiting for those to show up. Alright, let's see here. Some juicy iron, or steel, juicy steel. Gimme that steel. We're gonna GG cookie time for steel once we get this going too. That looks like a very saturated iron belt. You don't have to be my backseating police, love. You don't have to be my backseating police. I don't mind people giving me suggestions about what they think is good. I just usually like reasons behind it. I guess the question's gonna be, is this fully saturated iron belt gonna be enough iron with it like this? All right, it's slowly spinning up. We've got some steel going. All right. You know what is good? More dupes. More dupes is good. You're right. All right, look at this. Look at this model of efficiency. That's not very efficient, probably. But we have steel. We have steel. So I'm gonna GG cookie time that as this is spinning up here. GG cookie time for steel. Slowly spinning up all of our things here. This is part of the reason why I was thinking I needed like a fully saturated iron belt. Maybe have reds between here with a fully saturated iron belt. Because like, are these guys ever gonna turn on? I guess maybe they will once once these guys are all full of iron. The input belt may require reds if you're only feeding half a belt of iron. Oh, this might need to be a red belt. Yeah, let's try that. So starting here, this might need to be a red. Is that what you're saying? I think you might be right. It's only getting about halfway there. We have a backup on iron, so let's see if that does it. Is that the belt you're talking about? I think you might be right. I think that might do it. There we go. Also evenly take from both lanes of the yellow feeding it. Okay. All right. They're all working. There we go. That looks juicy. I think Factorio is one of the games where it's so hard to not backseat. Well, and again, I'm not going to tell people stop backseating. I'll just usually if it gets to the point where it's annoying or you know, too disrespectful, but we're not to that point. So again, I don't need anybody to be my backseat police here. Now, this is not going to be a fully saturated steel belt because we would need, because these things go, we would need 5 times this amount to be a fully saturated steel belt. That's a bigger build than I probably have enough iron to supply right now, so I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to have steel. We're just going to have steel. We're going to put it on our, we're going to put in our, insert this into our bus. And we are going to take our first break of the day because this is some good stuff right here. So our bus, I can probably put it as our 4th line here. So I can go straight across. Let's see here. Yeah, straight across, then up and over here. So let's go down and across. We want it to be right through here. I kind of probably shouldn't get it too close to the copper and iron. Is there a way I can get it across without going through all this stuff? I'm not sure how I would want to expand this eventually, but I probably will want to. Maybe it's just best to come across on the top. That's probably the best way to do it. So basically, almost want to go around the steel. It's going to be a little funky, a little spaghetti, but I'm going to do this because I don't want to use up valuable, possibly, smelting space for this. I need more underground belts. 5, 10. Okay. We're just gonna go around. Just go around, wait in line, wait your turn, go around. A little spaghetti to hopefully avoid issues later, basically. Ooh, I'm almost used up all my belts. Let's go get some more belts. Okay, so we will have steel, copper, and iron, and a very nice supply amount for our next projects. Now, what are our next projects going to be? I wanted to get oil going. I don't know. I think I might actually want to go into military stuff before I go into oil. No, that's not what I want to do. The only problem is military stuff, I think. Military stuff, I think, might take explosives, which does require oil. So I might, like, because if I want to get to, like, armor-piercing rounds and stuff like that, I think I might have to get into oil to get sulfur and explosives and all that going. So I might need to do oil next before I get any other projects going. Whoops, I need to go one more down. There, and there, is that right? There it is. All right. We got ourselves steel on the line, baby. Military's walls, piercing rounds, and grenades, which doesn't need explosives. Oh, what does grenades need? Coal. Okay. Okay, so armor-piercing rounds just need steel plates. So I actually could go into this. Have I unlocked the military science packs? It takes the piercing rounds, it takes grenades. Okay. Alright. Maybe we can do that then. Stronger explosive stacks, inserters, lab research speed's probably a good one to go for. Steel on the bus goes round and round. That's right. Okay. See what we're looking like bug-wise currently. You know what, I should probably get another satellite or two. It's kind of... Our satellites are not staying ahead of our pollution, and that's probably a big problem. Probably a big problem. Let me get, like... Where are satellites? Or radars, I should say. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get 4 more radars. Triple our radar coverage. Yeah, make a wall. I do want to do that. I want to do walls and armor-piercing rounds for my turrets. And, we have a pretty big area to cover. So that's kind of why I want to go into military before I go into oil. So that's probably what we'll do next. We'll probably do military, maybe get piercing rounds so we can get military science packs going. And those piercing rounds we can actually use to supply our turrets. Who will pay for that wall? I will pay for it, okay? So let's save the game. Rand 2. And do I want to leave this running? I sure wish you could run the game on slower. Okay, I think I have enough turrets in place that we won't die, but let's save. I'm gonna stand up, stretch, use the restroom, take my first break of the day. Thank you all so much for watching. If there's anybody new to the stream, please hit the follow. Hope you're enjoying the Factorio. This game is a ton of fun, and I enjoy every time we do a new playthrough. So quick 60-second word of ads. We come back. We're gonna work on military stuff. So y'all rock, see in just a bit, my friends. Hope I don't die.